guys, welcome back for another video. I'm Jess and I'm one of the creative designers here at Sizzix. Today I'm going to be sharing with you some Sizzix stencil and stamp tips and tricks to help you get the very best out of your tool. So let's jump into tip number 1. So when you get your tool, guys, you're going to have this A4 sheet covering your sticky grid sheet. Now, you want to remove this completely when you're creating projects, but when you're not, make sure you keep this A4 sheet and you're going to place it back on your sticky grid sheet, and that's going to prolong the life of that sticky base. But when we are utilizing it for projects, we're going to remove it, pop it to one side, and we're going to place our cardstock on here. So this sticky grid sheet is for your cardstock, not for attaching your stencils. That's going to keep it in place, and when we are using stencils, we're going to be using our stencil adapter, which we're going to touch on tip number 2. So when you're stenciling, guys, you want to use your stencil adapter. Now there's 2 little pegs on the very bottom here, and this is where your stencil is going to attach. So we're going to place that just along here like so. When you're storing your stencil adapter, you can store it on these pegs. Now it might be a bit confusing because they look really similar. This is literally just for storing your adapter. This is not for attaching your stencil onto there. You want to make sure that you're attaching your stencil onto the pegs on your stencil adapter, and then you can utilize this grid system to move around your stencil as and when you want it. You can have it lower, higher, left, right, and then you can take it off and pop it back on, and it's going to be in the exact same position every single time. Number 3, guys, if you're using Sizzix stencils, obviously they're going to have these 2 holes at the very top, and they're going to attach to your stencil adapter perfectly and keep it in place. Whereas if you're using stencils at home that do not have those 2 holes at the top, you're going to want to use the universal stencil converters. These have those 2 holes in the top, and we can attach them perfectly to the top of our stencils just with this little sticky tab that you peel off. Attach to the very top of your stencil, and then that means we can place that onto our stencil adapter and move it round and utilize it just like any Sizzix stencil. Tip number 4, guys, just a little one, but a very important one. When you are stamping, you want to make sure that you're placing your stamp on the correct side. Now, it will attach to both sides, but the best way is to have it on the smooth side. So there's a smooth side, and then there's a grid side that has a little bit of texture. So when we are placing our stamp lid onto our tool, we want to make sure that the smooth side is face down, and it's going to pick up your stamp really nicely. Number 5, guys, not everybody is blessed with such a big workspace. So when you are inking up your stamps, what you can do instead of bringing that back all the way is you can literally pull this off, place it flat against your stamp platform, ink it up, and then you can reattach it. It still means that the stamp is going to be in exactly the same place every time, but you don't need this big expansive space to fold out the platform lid. So my final tip, guys, is make sure you don't limit your creativity, because with this tool, with it being a larger tool and it also having no sides, it means that you can not only utilize large stencils and stamps and use the whole surface area, but you can also use larger cardstocks because it doesn't have those sides, so you can use them as large as you want, go as big as you want, move it around, stencil, stamp to your heart's content, and you can use the whole surface area. So that is all my tips and tricks, guys, to help you get the very best out of your Sizzix stencil and stamp tool. Don't forget, we've got tons of videos and content across all of our socials, so if you need any extra inspiration, don't forget to check those out and leave me a comment down below sharing your makes with your stencil and stamp tool. That's it from me today, guys. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next one, but until then, stay safe and keep crafting. Thanks, bye.